Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Knoll. Today is Monday, September 9th, 2024, and I want to talk about the question that often comes up is why do we do it the way we do it? And the answer is almost always because that's the way we've always done it. And this is what I call path dependency. So you get a process, it works pretty good, and then as time goes on, you need to make a little adjustment, and usually you'll just change course a little bit. And you'll keep going until you need to change something else, and you change course a little bit this way or this way. But over time, you have this path. And hardly ever does anybody look at the process and consider all of the inputs and the results that you need and tear it down all the way down and redesign the process because people feel attached to the process that they've been doing for a long time. And also, you get into sort of a sunk cost fallacy where all that work that went into developing the process that wasn't really broke is now lost. So this came up a few weeks ago with my director. I found a little issue, and she said, "Should we be even doing that?" And I thought about it for a second. I said, "No. Why do we do that?" And I said, "That's because years ago they started doing it, and there was path dependency, and she knew what I was talking about. And we probably shouldn't even be doing that." I have a funny story I like to tell about this. Is years ago when I started working a job where I had to monitor a screen all day long. They took me to the room where I was working, first day on the job, and the room was completely dark except for the glow of these computer screens. And I thought that was a little weird, but I said to myself, well, this is my new job. I'm going to love it. And after a while, I started having trouble focusing. And as it turns out, it was because I just needed bifocals, but I thought, well, we need to turn the lights on. So I started asking, why are these lights off? And the first person said, well, we keep the lights off because we work long shifts and we don't want to get sleepy. And I thought, no, that can't be it. And then I asked the next guy, and he said, well, we want these monitors to last a long time. And I thought, this place. I know this place isn't that cheap. We can get new monitors every once in a while. I asked a few other people. I got different answers. And I came to the conclusion nobody knew. So I asked the boss there, can we just turn on the lights? And I had to talk him into it. And finally he said, okay. So came in early one day, and we turned on the lights, and people started coming into their work shift. And they were worried because things were different. And they said, are we in trouble? Is something wrong? And they said, oh, Mike just wanted to turn on the lights. And before long, we just turned the lights off to keep people comfortable. And I said, oh, come on, this is silly. And the boss said, well, let's put it to a vote. And you might not be surprised that the vote was about 24 for keeping the lights off and 1 for turning the lights on. And after a while, I progressed in my career, and I moved to a different section where I worked in a room with light. And it was a lot more comfortable. But I actually ran into the guy that was the boss of that place about a dozen years before, and the lights were off because he thought it looked cool. And that was the whole reason for all of that, is because having the lights off just looked cooler. And so the answer to the question is, why do we do it this way? Well, that's just the way we've always done it.